Hey, what's up? It's DJ Sir-Vere. Welcome to 48 Minute Set. It's a Jordan journey with me.
Yeah, Jordan is a friend of mine, so relax yourself. While I bust this rhyme, I'm Scorpio, but my friends call me Ness, you know, Mr. Ness, the rock the best. Show no shame is the game I claim. I am the wild thing, so I'm in your brain. Before I get on the go, I'm gonna let you know I'm gonna start this out like a basketball show.
Sometimes I go there going, I've got to get these, but most of the time you get there and you go, you know, and you just run into things. That's the beauty of it, man, is that you just go there and then you get there and you go, oh, man. And that's when I picked it up, and that's when I moved on, and then I think back and go, oh, you know, it's not unlike, I don't know, it is collecting in some shape or form, but it's not unlike anything else in life that you, it's not unlike food. This isn't unlike food. Like, do you remember I went to such and such's wedding, you know, and they had the baddest feed? It's a bit like that. Like, I remember on my birthday 3 years ago, I had a massive hangi in Papakura, and everyone talks about the food there that night. Well, it's a bit like this, you know. I remember the day I went to the Summer Jam in New York. I went to Brooklyn Mall, do you know what I mean? So that's why, this is part of the reason I did this, apart from so people can see, because there are some shoes you might not have seen before. These ones here, I walked all over New York to find these shoes, because when they released them the same time as these, there was like 5 different ones, and I found 4 of them. I couldn't find these ones. So me and my manager Jess walked all over New York just to find these, and I found them. But see, I wear them. You got to wear your shoes, man. These things were made to put on your feet. Yeah. You know, not sticking to, well, some of them I stick in the wardrobe. There's a couple of shoes here that I'll give to my kids and they can buy a car with it, you know. But otherwise, they're just shoes, you know. Yeah. See, like, there are stories with these shoes. Those ones are ugly. They're ugly shoes. I don't know why I bought them. That's my story behind those ones. See, again, this is around the time I first started working with Nike. This is like 95. And again, these shoes, like, if these were brand new, they'd be worth like a couple of grand. But see, as you can see, I mowed the lawns on them. I actually mowed the lawns on all my shoes, man. And so they've got that green tinge to them. That's Papakura green.
Must have some mean lawns in it.
Yeah, that lawn in Queen Street was massive. It was ridiculous. These are the ones that he played in the Olympic Games. They're pretty cool. But and here, like, there you go. There's that shoe over there. These are the nice ones. So if I can, and I really like them, like, I really love this shoe, I try to get a decent pair eventually as well, you know. There are 2 pairs of these in this exhibition, because I tried to buy these shoes for ages and I couldn't find them, like, literally could not find them anywhere. And then when I went to New York last year in July, I found 2 pairs, man. So I bought them both. There's one over here and one over there. It's funny, like, I'd been wanting these for so long, like, seriously, 8 years. I saw a picture, I was like, hey, what the hell are those? Because I like the Carolina Blues mean. Yeah. And yeah, that's why there's 2 pairs of those. That's one of my victories, finding those bloody things, because I look for them everywhere. These ones here, the snake skins, which are actually busted. These shoes are wasted, but I've kept them anyway. I'll probably do the lawns on them, And there's also some cherry red ones as well. See the cherry reds? Yeah. I bought them all on the same trip. Because, you know, again, I remember that. I remember walking down Broadway hours on end trying to find shoes.
Jordan is in the house. Now.
So I am inherently connected to the player. Like, I actually am a really big fan of Jordan as a player and what he stood for, and apart from the gambling, but, you know, but everything about him is embodied in his shoes. You know, like he had a direct involvement in creating these things. So yeah, there's a big connection there as well. You know, the games, again, it's the whole buzz behind, like, when I watch a game, watching a game on the TV, and there's, like, he's wearing those shoes, you know? Yeah. Like, around this time here, this is the last shot, the 14s. You know, at that time, I was living in Onehunga with my mum, and I can remember him taking that shot wearing those shoes, which are right there. Do you know what I mean? So that shot there, he took in those shoes there. So it's that whole. So I recorded that game, and then, like, I've got hundreds of these, which are all his games that he played. And I've converted them to DVD, like a true mail collector hoarder. This one, these Sports Illustrateds, these are real famous, these covers. And you could never buy them because you can never find them anywhere. And I was in LA, and I stayed in LA for about 3 days. And one day I just went for a walk down the road. And I remember as soon as I landed in LA, I bought a Dr. Dre Chronic tape. Because I thought, if I'm going to be in LA walking around, I've got to listen to the Chronic, man. So I bought it on a cassette. Everyone thinks you're Mexican. Like, everyone talks to you in Spanish. So I walked down the road and I found this secondhand bookshop, walked in there, and here's this guy with like this whole table full of Sports Illustrateds that he was selling. And I was listening to the Chronic and I was like finding these magazines like, oh damn, and they're like $2 each. And that day I bought 20 Sports Illustrateds, Michael Jordans. You know, so again, there's all everything that you do has a story to it, you know?
Yeah.
If you, one day you're on Abro and you discover RS, you're like, oh, you know, and that might be your thing, you know? Everything has a story, and that's what all this shit is. It's just stories, man. Everyone's got stories.